That one. There we go. Okay. Did I hit any wrong buttons on accident? Almost certainly. Cool. How do I... Oh, geez. Close my browser. Close that. Click on Steam. Check my text. Jesus. I've never played this game before, but I really like Johnnemann, and I really like all the authors who worked on it. And I guess Sting? I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion about Sting. But I think it'll be cool. I guess let's just fucking go, whatever. Begin anew. And then, hey, nailed that button press. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. I don't know if I can use a controller.
Night is fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Oh god, I just want to plug in a controller, but my headphone cord is so big. I don't know if I can even plug in a controller while it's already on. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay, I plugged it in. Does that do anything?
You walk toward the
great.
house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Very America.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Very Deadwood.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Oh, this is a good game.
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him. One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Harmonica, feather, pocket watch, egg coins, a key, a bottle cap.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
Yeah.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great.
Seems like a bad
the best
move
hand,
when you're playing
in
poker
fact.
to
A royal straight
just say
flush.
last hand.
Spades. Aces high.
I guess I don't know the rules of poker. Maybe it's fine if you fold. I don't know.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that. The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt. however I ask.
What, and just keep the money?
Yep. 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. All spades. The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Oh, and the money. Or maybe... Oh, he has... I don't know how poker works. Oh, my hand is a bunch of tarot cards. Okay.
Well, your
Badass.
luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that, your labor.
Oh, this music.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie. All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
Oh, it's rare that you get to feel like excited about being American, but when you talk about America's history, I mean, it's like bad, but it's like, it's powerful.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy. Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
No, Ember. Hi. Hi, baby. Yeah, no, not right now.
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit, perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie? Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Oh, wow. Okay, and then I get to pick the genre. Okay, one sec. Let me... No, that one. Okay, and then... I don't know if anyone's watching, but I'm sorry for pausing it. I just want to be able to... I want to make sure that I'm not like, I don't know. I just want to watch it in my second monitor, but silently. I don't think that's... I don't know. Okay. Mute it so I don't have to hear that. And then... Okay. So, story about travel, choice and morality, heaven, desires for fulfilled wishes come true, fortune, fate, luck, death, change, endings, moving on. Wow. Let's tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Oh, I forgot to... Which one? There it is. Okay. Okay.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain. hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told.
Oh, I'm covering up the... Okay, I can fix that. I can just make this smaller, I guess. Just... There. That seems better. I don't even know why I have a face camera on. I don't need it. It's just I've seen other people do it, so I'm also doing it.
And death, yes. But don't
Okay,
worry.
that's not in the way.
As long as your task remains, you come back.
Oh, I can just keep telling him stories.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty. Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people. Not many who can do that.
Oh, is this my hand? This is just the hand that oh, that's cool. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal a brief glimpse of a land of promise and plenty. I don't know why the UI is kind of messy, but it's okay.
Your deepest desires, your greatest wish, heaven, Big Rock Candy Mountain, El Dorado, the promised land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine. Well, I don't know where that is.
Oh,
It's
like
supposed to be
does.
somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
Oh, that's sad. Kind of nice, I guess. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Tell the story of the northbound train, blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night. God, the writing is really good.
Travel?
It's a great
That's your
image.
job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them. People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another. Go on your way, seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Wow. Wow. Jeez. I don't know if that changes the audio level for Twitch. If I changed it, I don't know. Whatever. If anyone's watching, just let me know if it's like too quiet or something. I don't know what that's supposed to be a picture of. Is it A
This
again?
bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway. The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
Oh, I love the voice acting.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand. Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
I'm interested. Oh, it's a little house. Okay. What is the menu? Oh, I'm in Maine? Is that... Oh, you have to hit A to... Okay. Strange. Wow. I didn't know Maine was up there, honestly. If I'm being real. I thought Maine was... Well... Keep hiking, I guess. Okay, so Canada... That's the border. Is there any reason to go over here? Are you gonna hitchhike? Oh, okay, so there's stories all over. Is there a reason I can't? Do I have to follow? Oh. Finding all 16 characters scattered over the US and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their story. Okay. By having adventures, you'll begin to collect stories. When you meet characters, they'll ask you for different types of stories: tragic, hopeful, scary, thrilling, or funny. Remember what sort of adventure you had, and you'll know what type of story you got. Once you tell a story to a character, it'll be out in the world, and I may encounter someone else who will tell me a better version of it. These better versions will be more entertaining when you tell them to characters, but be sure to tell... Okay. Telling them will not cause stories to grow. Okay. I don't totally understand. You can walk. Hold down the button to whistle. And match the notes to keep my spirits and speed up. Okay. You can also hop a ride on a boxcar. So that's probably... Oh no, hitchhiking. Okay. Hold the hitchhike button while standing next to her with cars. Okay. That's cool. Okay, so I'm looking for like places to stay, people to tell stories to hear. And if I tell those stories, I'll hear them back, but told better. Then these cats they just had dinner. Characters have multiple chapters, and when I fully open the eye in the interface, the next time I meet them, I'll move on to their next chapter. Okay, so I'm looking for characters that I've seen before. Tell them stories that they haven't heard. Hopefully hearing backstories that are better than what I've told. And then I can fast travel once I meet a character. Okay. Alright. So, what's the whistle button? That's not it. No. I don't... Now I don't know how to stop walking. Now I'm just auto-walking. Is that a button? Oh, that's a button. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So I hit the... Okay. And that lets me walk fast.
Off
Search
the
this
road
house.
and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals though not particularly well. Something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle. The shape gives a start.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
Oh.
It says,
Pa doesn't
you
want
got
to
it.
live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
you
Sure.
tell the boy you'll keep his
You
secret.
take your adventure.
You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
Okay. So are you Portland or New Hampshire? I don't know. Is that, oh, I can't explore here. I'm not sure why. These images are very small, and I don't know. I don't think there's supposed to be like a shadow on. Maybe there is.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked, just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess. Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Huh.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. The confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise. You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house.
An oyster house.
Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion. You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Okay, so there's a scream face and a hat person.
You
A
ask the
scream
woman
face.
if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
Her eyes are a beautiful shade of brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat.
Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
Oh, I can hitchhike. I gotta hitchhike.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you. At the top of an
Those are
ornate
hard
wrought
options.
iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
He sounds nice.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
So, heart or sunshine? I don't know what that means. Are these... Am I learning more through the lens of whatever tarot card sunshine is versus heart? Maybe that'll be clear later. Do I want tea? Been here long?
A few years.
The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5, says the smaller, but by no means
Oh, they've
small
got a goofy
man.
voice. Okay.
That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
You wake up the next morning on their old
That's
sofa,
nice.
still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you,
That's
and
nice.
you quietly take your leave.
I like those two. No, I don't want to. No, I'm not hitching. I'm going to this barn. Okay, the barn is nothing. Okay, well, let's hitchhike. I think the issue with the graphics being a little strange, yeah, that's strange, has to do with, I couldn't get it to, I can't get it to display full screen, no matter what I tried. I've tried restarting and everything, but I go to full screen, and I hit back, and it doesn't change anything. So it's running in like a full screen windowed. But even like changing this to a different resolution, it's windowed, so it should be. Maybe it's that. Maybe I can. Hold on. I'd really like this game to look how it's meant to look. Okay, so I can at least do this, and then maybe. Jeez. Okay, but then I have to use my mouse. Maybe this. No. Well. Oh yeah, see, it's really dependent on. Okay, well maybe I can try restarting it again, and I really want this game to be able to like stretch its legs and look as good as it's supposed to. Does it save? It must just autosave. I hope it autosaves. Okay, so that's. It probably looks like nothing. I'll do. There. Professional streamer. Where do I own this game? Xbox. Oop, oop. Okay. But Xbox crashes all the time too. Jesus. Oh. Oh! Did I do it? Is it? It's just a white screen on my computer. But it is full screen. Did I do it? Did I fix it? I think it's wrong on here, but I can change that. Transform, center to... Nope, oops. Oh, that's not right. This one, transform, center to screen. I think I fixed it. And then, I don't know, put me up here. That seems fine. I don't know why I even... Okay, well this didn't... Fantastic. High. VSync. What is that? Why is it doing this? I really want this game to have the opportunity to show itself off. If I change these down to fastest. No, that doesn't fix it either. Well, okay. It's just gonna be like that. That's unfortunate, but... Okay.
Well, I'm gonna have my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. Cause
oh my gosh. Okay.
Burn low and my
oh, there we go. I have to keep holding hitchhike. Take me to the city.
Well, I got no companion except for
okay. Let's talk to this person first. Why is
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another. The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No, 32!
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. The long-lost brothers pose in front of traffic, cry snot pouring out of their noses. As angry passerby wave you out of the road, each brother presses a coin into your hand. When the traffic disperses, you realize they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
Oh, okay, so there's currency? I guess I just didn't think there would be, like, systems. Maybe it's kind of like a roguelite. Oh! Okay. Oh, it's... Okay, it's like that board game a little bit with the storytelling. What is that called? Arabia. I don't know. That's not right. But there's that storytelling. Okay. It's a good game. Red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston's beautiful. That is until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. I could buy things, I could explore, or I could earn money. I don't know what a store has, or what are these for? I don't know. No one's told me I need them.
This city is like
Let's
no
explore.
other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Talk to a taxi cab driver or truck? No. Let's talk to a taxi
Compelled
driver.
by the cold and foreboding night, you don't question it as you drag your bones into the cab. But you realize immediately how strange the vehicle is. It's a sleek thing, like a shallow parabola gliding over the street. Where to? He asks. You have to stop and think. Eventually, you name Boston Common, the only landmark you know in this town. He peels off silently. You feel the car move before you hear the engine. He takes you through ever odder streets, flanked by painfully clean, gleaming buildings and signage for businesses you don't recognize. Even the air seems different. It doesn't smell so sharply of gasoline and coal. Eventually, you come to a stop. The fare's in glowing numbers above his dashboard. It's much too high, surely a mistake. No charge, he insists. You look like you need a break. And then you find yourself on the curb at Boston Common, under thick moonlight, in a city much as you'd left it before.
Okay. Digging holes. Not what you had in mind, but damn, they're digging a lot of holes in this park. A foreman assigns you to a work group with a mix of other disheveled men and women, sends you off to dig a pit by the water fountain. Keep quiet, too, or what's this about? Nobody wants to say what it's about. A young woman keeps mouthing something to you across the hole, but you can't make it out. What's she saying? Dear Lobby? Dave Hobby? Dean Bobber? Huh. You never get to anyone to admit what this is all about, but you do get paid pretty okay. Gravedigger is the only thing I can think of, but that's a G. I don't know. Just because it's a hole? I don't know. Train station? A walk? I don't know why I would want those, so I guess I'll leave. Where's the map? Where's the map? Oh. 7 stories gathered. I don't know what this means. Is this all the stories I've seen? This must be all the stories I've seen. Map. Progress. Inventory? I just have dice. I can't check money. Okay, well. Head over here.
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like business has slowed to a crawl already. Before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists.
Sure.
Rosary beads and costume jewelry, and of course, the centerpiece, a great glass globe.
I'm kind of curious about those tarot cards. I guess I want to... Let's add a display capture. And then I guess meet that. I don't know. Okay, and then that should be great. Okay. Marseille tarot cards. Rider Waite tarot cards. Oh, okay, I know this deck. This is the deck that everyone... And this is the one that Twin Peaks deck was modeled after, it looks like. To me, who knows nothing about tarot cards, but my partner likes them. Okay, and then Marseille. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, okay. So these... So Rider Waite is the newer deck, and Marseille is the more traditionalist. That makes sense. These look very... Okay. That makes sense to me. I, again, don't know anything. Couldn't tell you the first thing about tarot cards. Okay, and then... Oops. Hide that. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Do I have to... Oh no, I messed it up. Oh jeez. Oh no, can I unplug and plug in my controller? It stopped responding. Shoot. Okay, I can do that. Okay, it's fixed. Well, I don't want to be a dick. I want to learn from her. Oh, I'm sorry.
Best charlatan.
Oops.
Instead of the ghouls and ghasts of the road. You might even say you're having fun. Until she abruptly stops talking. Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him. You've seen him, too. You carry him with you.
So, what is the wolf? The wolf is... But he's British. He's kind of like a substitute for, like... What? Destiny? Fate? He's not America. I feel like my character is America, spreading stories and learning... Or at least like a stand-in for an American, or American history. And the wolf is something else.
The words that come out of your mouth are not your own. They seem unwilling or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls.
Maybe we're both American,
warning
I guess.
Noises of a vicious animal. The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy, and your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me, the voice lodged inside you says. But this one has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. Consider your debt to me repaid. When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak. An empty patch of wood, cleaner than the surrounding planks, is all that remains of the fortune teller's tent.
Okay, so the character you play as and the wolf are like one and the same. They're like at the same time sharing and spreading all these stories and learning from people, but also taking everything from them. I like this a lot. This is good. The writing is very good, especially. Oh.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is. This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn. These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip. I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat, and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Excuse me. Oh, okay. They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. It's good enough reason. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they'll tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. As the night goes on, the icon will move left to right. When it reaches the far right side, the night's over. When it reaches the right side, the night's over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next, so you can find them again. If you tell them the type of stories they request, you'll gain their trust and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you'll meet them, they'll open up more about their life. You'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way. The first time you meet someone, dance around, get to know them. Okay. Cool. Does this kid care? Does he care what kind of story? I don't remember him saying. He said be respectful. None of this looks like. Well, maybe he'll correct me. Maybe he'll be like, I don't like stories like that. Okay, authority? No. Past memories? No. The future? Yeah. Family? No. Sadness? That's what I want to pick, but I'll pick the future. Oh, okay, I see. Well, maybe it's just a random one of these each time.
What's the use in telling sweet, happy tales if in the make you snooze?
That's a good question.
What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion, if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Alright, kid. I don't think I do. Can I just pick? No. The boy who ran away with his father in Maine. Didn't I already... Oh shoot, I thought I told that story. Or is this like a... I don't know. This kid probably likes this one, there's guns.
Whoa, quite
Yeah,
a story,
he
stranger.
loved
Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs. I don't need no jocker looking out for me, so if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful.
I want to
You
be.
want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
I don't think you want to hear about the gay couple. I don't think you want to hear about the kid who ran away. That woman wasn't very exciting. Oh, I can tell one over here. Yeah, maybe you like this.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think. Luck. Wit and some puppy dog eyes on occasion's all the luck I need out here.
There must be a lot of voice acting.
For everything else, I got my knife and my dogs got their teeth. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
But I got sadness. And the past. None of these are funny. Sadness, family. Buddy, you're not gonna like this story. Alright. You're too young. I don't think you're gonna care about love.
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful. Not enough excitement for me.
Well, I haven't gone around America much yet.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Indian grave around these parts.
Oh.
Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits. I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Indians fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Rightfully
I
so.
want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
No, but I do not. You got your choice between sadness and family. Oh, I can pick between these. I don't know, maybe you like this kid. He also ran away.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
No, you did not like
family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them. Enough said. Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Excuse me. Okay, so I gotta meet him in New York.
Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again. Tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
That's fair enough. Okay, so what's the map button? This one. And then you have to hit A for some reason. Okay, so I'll head up to VT. I don't know what state that is. Jesus. Maine, New Hampshire, MA. Massachusetts? Rhode Island, Connecticut. This is not at all what I thought the map looked like. Jesus Christ. Okay. I don't know what VT is. Veached things. Okay. Well, I'll just go over to... I'll take this, and then I'll go up around those mountains. Check out VT. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Hit me. If you want, you can go find your friend again, ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? But hey, the world is full of people. I bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in the land, that's for sure. It gives... okay. Hi, Oceana. I didn't realize you were watching. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. It gives a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say anyway. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Okay, so that's tutorial bird. Cacao. Well, I can't. You're covering it up. Okay. You gotta hit the button real fast. Is this... That's not a story, that's just a building. Okay, well, I'll go down here. It's hard when there's the whistling and the music. I get a little flustered. Oh, I walked past the story! This one's an eyeball. an angry kid. You and her get talking. After a while, the topic drifts into a strange place, and she starts telling you about the shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops. You recognize it as the story about the women arrested for bootlegging, but way more outrageous than your version. You tell her your version. That sounded as exciting, she says diplomatically. I mean, it sure sounds realer than what I heard, but I think Toby likes mine best. She bounces her child encouragingly on her hip, but Toby's too hungry to smile. Okay. So that story is long. Can I, like, look these stories up somehow? No. Oh, yes. Oh, I see. Okay, so I get to... this one. So I can... I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. I don't know why I can select it, but it doesn't do anything. Maybe that's something that happens later.
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
It's a good crow.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it. What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts, but whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps. His body plummets. His limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him.
Oh, it's not the crow, it's a whippoorwill.
He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
Okay, I can buy stuff again. Oh, no. I didn't want to leave. What does buying stuff do? I don't know. I assume it'll tell me when I need to buy something.
Black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
I wish you didn't have to go.
She says.
There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
His thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Oh, just more digging holes? Okay. I guess I'll leave. understand the cities. Maybe they make more sense.
Outside the small thicket of apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoot. There's an extra shovel. With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs, why he's raising apple orchards in the middle of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. Eventually, the hole is deep enough. He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth. Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven, he tells you. Our souls are bound by love. He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
Yeah, you find something.
I'm gonna keep that stride stuck in my soul. 'Cause when my toes burn
Oh, jeez.
and my trains
The ones you got now? Psh, stories. Pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around, they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Makes sense? The boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories, and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Okay. Everyone's the captain of their destiny. It gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now, but the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't, ha? Map. And then you hit A. New York's in New Jersey? I guess. Is it? Looks like it's in New Jersey. Maybe it... Oh, I guess they're probably connected. People always talk about New Jersey. Well, they're like connected though, right? It looks like they're connected. I don't know. There's no way to know. Yeah, they're close. They're touching. I can see that on the map, Eric. I don't need you to tell me that. Well, it didn't look like it. Is this a story? This is a story. It didn't look like New York was in New York from the thing, but it's like half in New York. So I don't want to get into it. You're right. I don't know. A horse auction. A well-dressed man waves you over. Making some big deals today, he brags, finger in a bill where you can see. Get me when number 60 goes up, okay? You stand in the crowd and wait, then run back to fetch him. He pays you absurdly well for doing almost nothing at all. Oh. That was just money. I don't know what money is for. You have to hold the button to do this. I don't know. This is kind of a strange mechanic. It works, I guess, but it's... Oops, shit. Oh, if you make a mistake, though, you're done.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, a man with a tool belt catches sight of you. Hey, over there, he calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop. Great, he exclaims. Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need them. We fly when we fall. He chuckles.
Thunderbird? Yeah.
You
I
find
want this
yourself
safety
up
valve.
high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you work
Oh,
side by
Thunderbird. I know what that
side,
is.
the man mentions,
Yes,
"You can
I
see
too live in
thunderbirds up
America.
here if you know how to look." You ask him to explain. "Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you," he says laughingly. You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job.
That kid's gonna love that story. Just know it. You can miss one, but if you mess up, I think you can miss one. Yeah, you can miss one, but if you press the wrong button, it's just like, nah, you're out. You messed it up, kid. That's the only
He
part. Just
leans
have to press
against
the
the
whole B
fence
again.
and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of birdseed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really.
Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you? He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head. You sense it's about time you start moving on.
You be kind to the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
I didn't get anything this kid's gonna. I got one story I think this kid's gonna like. Oh, I guess I gotta look at the map. I thought this was. Oh, he's over there. Okay. The whistling kind of syncs up with the music, but it doesn't. I mean, it's the same tune, but it doesn't sync up. It doesn't sync up at all. I wish it did sync up. Because I can't hear. It's tough to hear the whistling and the. I don't know. I'll hitch a ride with the scooter mate. Is there a car coming? There's no car coming. I'll just walk. I'll just hoof it to Buffalo. Buffalo, 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 Buffalo.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
30 years and people are still talking about his caves? Oh, it's the West Wing. Sounds like the West Wing theme song.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers.
A ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
I mean, who would pick that?
Are you a ghost?
Shouts one of the others.
Huh? Leatherman?
Yeah.
The Leatherman's face reddens, and he stands suddenly, his stinking leather jacket screeching like a rusted gate as he unfolds himself to his full, towering height. You're 10 yards away before you glance back and see the Leatherman standing outside his cave, hurling insults in French.
Wait,
You shout. Maybe he's not a ghost.
he's a French ghost.
The others scream. The Leatherman,
That's even worse.
wheezing, flings a rock. You book it.
You hate to see it. That kid's gonna love that story.
The hotel is an old manor house that's seen better days. A grand structure surmounted by a gambrel roof that dwarfs the house itself. It's eerily still, but for two boys at play. Each one so small and light, they barely leave tracks in the deep snow. The clerk behind the counter is old, and your room key is worn. But night approaches, and the price is low. Just before you shut the room door, there they are, the twins, staring at you from the corridor. In the morning, as you leave, the clerk asks, "Did you sleep well?"
No, I mean, tell
Too
the truth, I
tired to
guess.
lie, you tell him about the noise outside your door, the trampling of small feet on the corridor outside, the dreams disturbed with violent and hideous images. "That's odd," he says, weak-eyed. "There are no children staying with us."
There's no kids? That was a bit. I read ahead, so I knew it was coming, so I drank water. It was still scary, though. Yeah, I don't fuck with ghosts. Unless they seem nice, or at least like they're hiding. A long black car growls up in front of this hotel. Out steps a woman in an extravagant hat and coat, followed by a whole crowd of hangers-on. Is she a singer, an actress? You don't recognize her face, but to your surprise, you recognize the story she's telling. In a sharp transatlantic accent, excuse me, she's telling everyone in her party a story about the boy whose shiftless father left him alone in the woods. It's clearly the story of the boy who ran away with his father, but changed in a few entertaining ways. Isn't that something? She asks. Her various followers agree. She pays the driver of the limousine and sweeps into the hotel like a thunderstorm of red velvet. Someone should do a picture about it, you hear her exclaim. So, I don't remember why I want stories that are lies. Okay, then this is where the kid is? This must be where the kid is. Yeah, okay. I got some spookers. I got some spooky stories now. Clarice?
Hey,
Sarah?
traveler. Come to join my fire again? Well, I guess I know you well enough to let you set yourself down for a spell.
This music is great.
You remember Cass and Flip? You want to hear more about my travels? Well, sure, why not? Nothing better than trading stories around the fire, and I got stories. I want a story that scares me.
Oh, I got a ghost story.
Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
French ghost. Nope, French. Oh no! What was that? No, I already told him this
I
story.
don't get too much out of tales that are so
Yeah, I
cheerful.
didn't mean to tell you
Not
that.
enough excitement for me.
That's
My
fair.
family.
Oh, kid, I'm
There
sorry.
ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards.
I don't know
Judases, the lot of
how I
them.
double-clicked.
Enough said. I'm in the mood for
I know, you like... Tell the story. No, you don't want those. You don't want want those. You don't want that. Probably that one. No. Okay, so this one's funny and a good story. What is it? What did he want?
I remember that one.
Yeah.
A couple good jokes can get you out of a fix sometimes.
That's true.
Traveling. I sure do love it. And I seen some pretty things out there. I seen serpent trains passing on a green and gold sea. I seen mountains so tall and forests so thick, nobody will ever tame them.
God, this game really went for it, though.
I once seen a bunch of townies skinny dipping in a river. That sure was something. I seen terrible things, too. Biblical floods and starving folks. And black blizzards full of dust. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
I don't... Is that... He doesn't like that. That's sad. Oh, they? Well, maybe it's just not. Maybe they don't have... Be a little girl, though. I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. The drunkard? No, that's fucked up. I'm not gonna tell that story to a kid. That's also fucked up. What's this? No. I don't know. Maybe you like this story. It's not very fun.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Freedom. Well, teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it, but the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
That's not thrilling. I guess I'll tell the story of these silent twins. Although, is it a waste? It looks like he's maxed out.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh.
Is it a waste to tell these stories to this kid and not save them for later? Because I maxed out my... It looks like he's probably going to tell me about himself when the sun comes up.
Traps and such like.
Or...
Well, one time in Fort Worth, a feller tried to take Cass and Flip away.
What?
Said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home. Well, before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody and Cass and I joined in shortly. I don't think I ever seen a fella so surprised. Guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
Bro, I just told you a ghost story and you were like, I don't know. None of these are... Okay, I guess I'll tell him the pigeon keeper, because that bird had blood on it. That's kind of spooks.
Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. Love stories. Huh. Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love. Singing and talking about it all the damn time. Not sure I see the appeal myself. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. Think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Oh, and then he just goes?
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
Oh. Quinn, Chapter 2 now available. Okay. Oh, okay. Great. Here we go. Quinn. But I can't. There's no way to, like... maybe it's just like what I know so far. I would assume that there's like a written down story though that I can reference, I guess. I swear I've seen an image where you can reference a story and it changes as it gets, well, I don't know. Where did he say he went to, like, okay, he's in Michigan, near Ann Arbor? I don't know. I just know one city in Michigan. Who knows where Ann Arbor is? God, my geography's bad. Alright, well, maybe I'll just call it here. It's been an hour and a half. I got to chapter 2. Oh, man, there's a bunch of people. Oh, I can zoom out. That's nice. I don't know if there's a reason to go back. It doesn't look like it. I don't think I learned more. Maybe I learned more stories that I've already told. But people are retelling them. Is there a Wisconsin story? There's nothing in Wisconsin? That's unfortunate. Maybe there is, but I just can't see it. I don't really know how the map works exactly. Okay. Well, let's hit my buttons. 7? No, 9? 9. Thank you for joining me on Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. I really like it. It's kind of janky, but I think it was, all the programming was mostly just done by Johnnemann. He probably had to help it in some way. There's no way to see. I like reading credits, but I don't know how to get to. Maybe if I go to options. I think quit just quits the game. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's credits. I really wish there was credits. I believe Emily Short wrote for this game. Obviously, all of the names that I know of people who work on this game just disappear as soon as I try to recall them. Kevin Snow, I think, did work on this. The woman who worked on... The woman who wrote Frog Fractions 2, or who did a lot of writing for Frog Fractions 2, and now she works at Riot. There's like, the writing list is huge. It's like 20 people who worked on this, and each group worked on a different character. Yeah, I really wish I could. Okay, maybe I'll hit quit and then. Okay, cool. Quit? No, quit just closes it. Well, thank you for watching me play that video game. I had a lot of fun playing it, and I'll probably play more. Maybe on stream? I don't know. I'd like to at least record playing it. I'm probably going to put this on YouTube. Who knows why? Sometimes I put things on YouTube. Okay. Well, good. What's my button? Goodbye.